everyone. What's up? Hi. I am still kind of getting situated here just a little bit. I am getting to the YouTube page now, but I can see the comments, so I can see most of who's here. And first of all, I would like to welcome my guest. It's me, Vanessa Duh.
Hi.
So, Vanessa reached out to me not too long ago. She is a psychic medium, and she told me about how she had done a reading about Katie Joy on her channel, and she got some good feedback from it. And it's very interesting too, that the reading she got. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but we can get to that in a second. But first, tell me about you. I want to hear all about like how one gets started being a medium, because I don't know anything about it.
I don't know either. Well, all I can do is really speak for me. When I was really young, I started to see things that other people didn't see. And I didn't know I was seeing things that other people didn't see until I would point it out to like my mom, and I'd be like, "Oh, there's a man right here and he's wearing a hat and all that kind of stuff." And she's like, "Okay, honey. Okay." It was the normal, like, imaginary friend type deal.
Whatever you
And
say, dear. Yep.
yeah, whatever you say, honey. Sure, okay. So it was like that kind of deal. And that's normal, typical stuff, kids and parents. And throughout the years, as I grew up, I was just seeing things that other people couldn't see, and it became very normal to me. I would dream about things that were dark, sometimes not dark. I would hear people that other people wouldn't hear. And it was just fairly normal to me. I was a psychic medium before I even knew what a psychic medium was. Mediumship is the ability to be able to talk to people that have passed away, or to spirits, entities, whatever, dark, light, all of it. So before I even knew what the term was, I knew that I had it. And I just, throughout the years, I suppressed my gift a lot, and then it would just come out in spurts and come out in spurts. And then finally, about 4 years ago, it came out, and I just figured I would roll with it, and I never closed the box.
Okay, interesting. Now, to everyone who is coming in and who's going to watch this, I understand that there will absolutely be skeptics. Don't get me wrong, and I kind of consider myself one of them. I'll be honest. However, I think my skepticism is more about pessimism than anything. I don't know. I would love to be able to have a gift like this, and I just don't ever see that happening. So I'm pessimistic about it, really. So, but I want to point out, though, to the true skeptics here, that if for nothing else, this can be entertainment. So why not just have fun with it?
I mean, honestly, like I expect a certain amount of people to either disagree or to not believe or anything like that, and I totally respect everyone else's stance and beliefs. I just think that if anything, maybe just get to know me for me, besides what my gift is or what I do for a living. I'm just a nice, cool, down to earth person, and I can pretty much get along with everybody. So I think if I can, everyone else can.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's very difficult for me to get along with everyone, and sometimes it's very easy. I don't know. I think it just all depends on your state of mind at the time.
Definitely.
Yes. So that's okay. That's awesome. So now, we were talking before the stream here. We were talking earlier in the day, and you were talking about people possibly winning like a free minute. I'm calling it minute reading. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but that sounds catchy to me. I apologize if you have a better name. But
okay.
So what are the terms of this exactly? So I don't get it
wrong.
So
this is what I'm gonna do. Before we get started and all the reading or all the stuff without a crystal ball and stuff. So I want to give away 2 quick, just mini reads. And
mini reads, okay.
You have 2 options to win. I am going to give away a mini read to someone that follows me on any of my socials: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. My name on there is ItsMeVanessaDuh everywhere. One of my mods, Mallory, She is sorry. She is in the chat. I think it's that side on my side. She can put out my social medias, and then also if you go follow me on YouTube, I'm gonna pick a winner from the YouTube side, and I'm gonna pick a winner from the social media side. So I'll do quick like little mini reads, not mediumship. Anything I do with mediumship that's connecting to the other side, connecting to your loved ones that have passed away. I do all that over my private readings. But anything else like questions and all sorts of stuff like that, I do live all the time on my channel. So just like you go live all the time, I go live on my channel and do all sorts of fun little mini reads and all sorts of stuff all the time.
That sounds awesome. I'm definitely going to check out more of your content. So right now, if for anyone who wants to know, all the links to everything are in the description here. I'm going to be adding them though to the chat here real quick. Like I just added her YouTube link. I'm adding her Instagram link next, and my computer's a little slow. It's quite annoying. So
you'll get there.
Yeah, I know.
Slowly but surely.
Get there eventually. Yeah, I will. Oh my God. It really is slow. You know, I can do this on my iPad too. Oh, there we go. Now I got it. All right. So, all right, what's going to be the Twitter first, apparently. So here's her Twitter. Now I'm adding.
Someone said, I already follow Vanessa and her streams are very cool to watch. And she has an awesome cat. Thank you. Oh, yeah, my cat is our little mascot.
It's the same thing with my dog, Punchy. Everyone loves my dog, Punchy.
Oh, I love my little kitty.
Punchy. Okay, so
yeah, my socials are super easy. It's me, Vanessa Duh, everywhere. No matter where you go, if you look up It's Me, Vanessa Duh, you will find me everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That is. Oh, and I realized just now I never added your Facebook page. What the hell? Let me grab that real quick. I had that pulled up and everything earlier. I don't know why I didn't add it. So I'm gonna add. I don't know. Can you do this with the Facebook? Like, can you tell who's following you or whatever?
Yep, I can see new followers everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one person from the new followers on one of my socials. I'm just going to pick one at random, and then I'm also going to pick a follower from my YouTube because I can see my most recent followers. So there will be 2 winners. So you have 2 ways to win.
Okay, great. Okay, while we're doing that, I'm going to open up my studio here, and I'm going to add your Facebook page to the description since I forgot it. Awesome. And also, I see the chat is starting to kind of jump a little bit, so I'm not going to put it on slow mode yet, but I'm going to get it ready. And oh my God! I hit 4,000 finally.
Oh, did you have 4,000 subs?
Yes. Oh my God! Oh my
God! That's so awesome.
Yay, thank you.
I'm close, but you're not that close. No,
you
scared me for a minute. I was like, oh, and I was like,
it has taken me months to get from like 3,600 to that. Like this was the longest stretch it took to get like smallest stuff. I don't even know what was going on, but the last month, those shit just like took off. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Nice. Well, awesome. Maybe I'm your good luck charm.
Maybe.
You never know.
What are you doing next week? What are you doing
next
week?
Exactly. I always have time. I will always make time.
All right. So yes, I'm adding this now to your Facebook page right now. And then I'm not going to put it on slow mode, but I am going to set it up just in case we need it, because whenever we need it, and it usually takes a minute to set up. So
nice.
Especially since they moved where they put it, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. All right, so there we go. That's added to the description now. So if anyone wants if you missed it in the live chat, if you need all of her socials, including her Facebook, since I missed it earlier, all you have to do is refresh the video page, and they'll all be there in the description.
Yes, and it's me, Vanessa Duh, everywhere. So you can't really miss it. You can't mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of tried to do EKC People Suck Everywhere, but I already had like established accounts under Slayer Utica. So like half of my accounts are EKC People Suck. The other half are Slayer Utica. It's confusing. Yeah, it sucks. I wish I just forgot Slayer Utica, but oh well. Oh well, it is what it is. Now I'm back on the YouTube page. Okay. Now I'm all set. I'm all set up. I'm good to go. Awesome. And I'm not putting it on slow mode yet, but I'm ready to if should I need be. And I see that there's a couple super chats. So let me just take a moment here and thank them as soon as my computer catches up. There we go. Oh, one of them's gone. Shoot. I'm going to have to pull it up. Hey, Chandra, thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats on 4K. Yay. Yay. And the other one I missed, I'm going to pull you up in just a second. So, all right. So about when did you want to, pick a new sub or whatever? I mean, should we wait a couple minutes to talk about a little bit?
I think we should wait a little bit just because you'll have people trickle in, and then we'll just repeat it a couple times. Like for the new people that are coming in, if you want to win a free mini reading with me, go follow me on all my socials and follow me on YouTube. I'm going to pick 2 winners, one from the YouTube side and one from the social. So if you want the best odds, may the odds forever be in your favor of getting a mini read. I'm just going to pick someone at random from one of my socials and from my YouTube side. So definitely follow me. My name everywhere is ItsMeVanessaDuh. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok.
All
YouTube.
one word, like no space or whatever. Like even
all
like
word,
in
no
the
spaces.
URL. In the URL, of course, obviously there's no spaces, but even outside the URL is the name. It's still the same.
Yep,
that's
no
what
spaces. I just crammed it all together.
Well, it's easy to remember, though. Yeah, exactly. I want to thank Flying Monkey Mom for the super sticker. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's so awesome that you hit 4,000. I'm so happy for you.
I've been watching it too. I didn't think it was going to happen tonight, but you're what?
That's so awesome. Well, I'm happy. I told my people to come follow you too before, so hopefully one of them got you to 4K.
I bet that is what happened. I mean, like it's like it just, I don't know, it stalled for like the longest time, and then I did this video on Mommy Ramblings blog or whatever, like over a month ago, like a couple months ago, and then it's like the sub count started picking up again, and this last month it just like took off like crazy. But the last few days though, it was like it would go up 2 and then like down 2, up 2 and down 2. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
come on.
I know it toys with your emotions when you're like a smaller channel and you're like, okay, let me go check it. And I looked and I was like, okay, I'm up 2 more. And then you go to check it like half the day later and you're down 3. You're like, what the hell? Who left? Come back.
It is. It's crazy. Okay, so now, now when we were talking earlier though too, I just assumed like most other psychic mediums I've seen on YouTube or whatever, that you use tarot cards, but you said you use something else. So can you tell us about that?
I use Oracle. Now, Oracle and tarot is kind of like the same thing. It's like, okay, well, you have a car and you have a truck. They're both going to get you to the same destination. To me, this is just how I interpret it. They're both going to get you to the same destination. But how I pick things up in my head, the way I hear things, the way I get things in my gut, the way I see like little pictures and little things in my head, it's easier for me to make sense of it using Oracle cards, because to me, Oracle cards are more situational. So if I'm hearing someone that's a certain way in my head, I see it in the cards as well, and it's confirmation for me to go, oh, okay. Because, granted, I am a psychic medium, and I do feel things for certain people, and I do see into other people's lives and stuff like that. But I still don't. I'm not there. I'm not in those walls. I'm not living with that person. And I am an adult that's rational, so I do want to talk myself out of things sometimes. That I hear things, I'm like, why would I be thinking that?
Right.
And it doesn't make any sense. Like today I was doing one of my private readings. And in one of my private readings, I, was using cards, and I started hearing in my head that someone was doing like witchcraft or something against someone. And that's not something that I normally hear. That's not something that I normally run across. And I was like, okay, I'm going to say something really odd to you. And just roll with it for a second. And I said, is someone doing like XYZ against you that like really does not like you. And she goes, oh my God. She said, my coworker leaves things on leaves things on my desk. She leaves like rotten bananas, rotten lemons with paper in them and wax on them and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, that makes sense of why I was hearing it. You know, even like me as an adult, like I hear things and pick things up and I'm like, I don't want to say that. I sound ridiculous. But then on the other hand, I'm like, well, you talk to dead people. So, you know, it just kind of is what it is. But so to me, long answer short, oracle cards are very helpful because it's like getting that confirmation. So it gives me that little boost of confidence to go, oh, okay, well, that makes sense because I'm getting it from both. Because it's weird to just blurt out wild things that you're hearing, you're feeling, or thinking, you know. So that's
you know, I just had improv class tonight. I bet you'd be a lot of fun at improv.
I probably would.
You have to think on your feet and just say whatever comes to mind, you know?
Yeah, I've always been a person that's very quick-witted. And I remember, like, even when I was very young, I've always had a mouth, and I've never been a wallflower, and I'm not afraid to use it. And I've always wanted to do improv because I think that would be
you should yeah, cool. It's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, usually like your local community workshop theaters or your colleges or whatever will have, you know, little, I guess, like community classes or whatever. I guess where I live, Utica, these classes have been around for a while, but in this theater, they've only been around for a couple of years, but I just kind of happened to stumble upon it. I don't know why it wasn't advertised better, but most places do have it. So, I mean, yeah, I would check it out.
I might have to look that up for sure.
It's so much fun. Yeah, it's so much fun.
I would definitely like look into it. I think it would be like really, really, really cool to do for sure. There are a few questions in the side chat that I wanted to kind of like answer. Someone asked if I can talk to animals. No, I do not talk to animals.
I never even thought about that. Yeah.
If I talk to animals, I don't. I think that would be really cool too. But I don't talk to animals. And someone was asking me about booking a private reading. I think that one of my or a couple of my mods are in here that they'll give you my link. And you can always message me on one of my socials. It's in the description of my videos. People that message me on my socials are very surprised because I'll answer you back right away as soon as I get it. I'm not one of those people that doesn't answer people. I'm definitely not like that. So feel free to message me if you want to book a reading and you have questions and stuff like that. I'm super open to questions that people might have.
I'm also sharing your booking link here.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
So there you go. Here's her booking link. We can just, you know, go to the link and directly and book something. Or yeah, if you wanted to, I guess, talk to you first or something, just whatever, just reach out to you for something.
Yeah, sometimes people ask me questions like, you know, what do you suggest? I'm looking to get this. What type of reading should I get for that? You know, people ask me questions like that all the time. I will say, I think that I'm all the way booked up for the month of May almost. If not, I am.
Really?
I am taking, yeah, I'm booked about 3 weeks out already. And then I'm taking about a week vacation for my birthday. My birthday's on the 26th.
Oh, awesome. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'll be 34. Yeah, I'll be 34.
Oh, you're so young.
I know you told me earlier that I look so young. I'm like, oh my God, you're so nice. And I don't even have a stitch of makeup on right now. This is all natural. So yeah, I took a little bit of a week hiatus, like a little break, and hopefully I'll be spending time with my friends. And I think that I'm all booked up for May, but definitely there should be availability in early June, if not late May, just in case.
Okay, well, that's awesome though. I mean, it's great to hear that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about this business at all. I imagine, you know, that, you know, people can make a living at it, but it's fantastic to see someone who's on YouTube who's able to do it. That is wonderful.
there are definitely a lot of people out there that are not genuine. And I even warn people, like, listen, you don't even have to come to me for services. Just make sure that whoever you go to, like, watch them, get a sense of who they are first, especially if they're on social media. I've made videos about being beware of, TikTok people.
Yeah, I
They're
saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, they're literally like throwing little plastic bones, and they're telling people like, yeah, your husband's cheating on you. You can't do things like that.
Oh my God,
It
it's
is
crazy.
so, it is so irresponsible to me, for people to do that, or they'll give like medical advice. Like what I believe is okay for me medically might not be okay for other people, and vice versa. We all have different
Mhm.
comfort levels and what we want to do. And who am I to tell anybody to do anything like that?
Right.
People a lot of times, like when I do readings for them, they're very nervous at first. They get a little bit worried. I'm very gentle. I do tell you like it is, but I have a very gentle approach about it. And most people leave, feeling better, feeling lighter. They ask me all sorts of questions about love, career, should they or shouldn't they make good, or should they or shouldn't they make a certain decision? Should I move? Should I stay with this person? What is coming down the road for me? I connect with their loved ones that have passed. They all have questions for them. Connecting with your past loved ones is an experience that 99.99999% of the world
Yeah.
will never be able to have the ability to do. And I love to be
Probably
able to.
it's probably what all of us want to do like the most too.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm so envious of you guys, because it's a catch-22 for me, because I can connect to everyone else's loved ones that have passed, but I can't connect to mine.
Aw.
And it kind of sucks, but I think that may be come with the territory. I've never met another medium like me. So I would love to meet one and figure out, like, hey, do you get this way too? Is it just me? Like, but definitely, if you're on the fence about a private reading, or you want to know more about it, please feel free to message me, because I don't mind the questions. I don't mind. And a lot of my followers in here that have had readings are in the comments. Everyone tells me I'm spot on. Everyone tells me how accurate I am. A month later when I'm like, hey, this is going to happen. So I
Yeah.
really enjoy helping people.
I also I kind of look at it this way too. I, I think that sometimes we as people just need to talk about something talk about
Mhm.
something with someone who's not invested in our lives or any decisions we make,
Yeah.
get an honest opinion, especially from someone who can really just see someone, look at someone
Yeah.
and see, who they are. And in even at the very least, maybe just doing something like this will help you as the customer or as the client come to the answer yourself. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah. Yeah.
talking
I
it out,
definitely.
and yeah, and
Mhm.
hearing, like, what the advice or anything that Vanessa has to say, and it can just resonate in you and lead you to make the decision that, or the choice that was in you all along, maybe even.
Yeah, I
um
definitely think having an unbiased opinion a lot of times,
yes,
especially
yeah.
someone like me that has like true insight, not only of your feelings and emotions, but like if it has to do with like a significant other, like love readings are something very popular, and I can tell you about other people's intention. I can tell you about their emotions. I can see it from a different perspective that other people can't see things
Hmm.
from. And
Yeah.
I'm very unbiased, and I always tell people, like, listen, I'm the girl that you can be best friends with and watch a movie and hang out on the couch with and eat pizza and drink wine with, and I try to be as loving but direct as possible when I do the readings. So I enjoy helping people.
Awesome, awesome. I can see that too. um I had another question. Shoot, then I just dropped something and it distracted me and threw me off. Oh, okay. So the videos you did on Katie Joe, like one of them I watched, and I mentioned this to you before, because like it seems like whenever another YouTube creator is told, you got to look at this chick without a crystal ball, you got to check her out, and people do, and they will also look at the people who call her out, and it more times than not, it seems like they end up falling on, like, they decide on the air, or they err on the side of caution.
Right.
and they will not really say anything too bad or too accurate about her, but that
Mm-hmm.
will kind of speak, ill of those who, like us here in the community. But in
Right.
your video, when I watched it, I was like, yes, she's being fair. She's being, she's paying attention to it all, and she's saying it as she sees it. That I thought was
Right.
wonderful. So,
Yeah.
if you want to talk a little, like you kept, when we talked about this earlier, you said that you kept hearing the word vile, like,
Yeah, when I was doing the reading, now I will say I don't watch social media. I don't watch YouTube at all. I watch my close knit friends. I watch the Johnny Depp trial with Emily D. Baker. I'm obsessed with her. Other than that, I really don't watch anything other than it's like, hey, how do you fix this, or how do I do this on my computer?
mm-hmm.
So I don't watch it, and my friends will sit there and tell you like they'll all be hanging out and they'll be like, oh, did you hear about this, this, this? And I'm just sitting there going, okay, cool. I have nothing to contribute to the situation other than what I pick up like psychically. So I'm just
Right.
sit there, and my friends told me like, oh, you should do a card pull on her. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, whatever, I'll do that. And so I'm doing the card pull and I'm picking up certain things. And I literally just in my head just keep hearing the word vile, vile, vile. And sometimes when I'm doing readings and stuff, I can't move past it because it's so prominent. It's like, it sounds like it's being yelled in my ear almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not find out until afterwards. And I think it was from people commenting down below that that's the word of choice by Todd Chrisley. And I went, oh, okay. That makes sense to me. So I was like, okay, well. And then apparently I was very accurate about there's a lawsuit from a company or a group. I don't know what it's called, but 7M or something. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know who they are, or I've never heard of them. And I still think that I'll wait. I'll tell you a little tidbit when we start to get into the read. But
Okay.
I pick other things up afterwards about it as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. So,
If we want to, we can give people like, I know there's more people that came in. If you're wanting to win a free like mini read real quick, please make sure you follow me on one of my socials. It's me, Vanessa Duh, everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. And then also follow me on my YouTube. I'm going to pick 2 winners to do like just super quick little mini reads, throw out some cards for you. And I'm going to pick one from my followers, for the new followers for YouTube, and then I'm going to pick one from the followers from social media.
and all the links to, I mean, she said you can go to any of the social medias and just type it's me Vanessa Duh, and you'll find her. If for some reason though you want a link, just go to the description of this video, and all of her social medias are linked right there below. So
Yep.
Awesome. Hopefully, if you have any questions, or if you need me to post something in the link, let me know, or something in the chat, let me know. I can do that. It just takes me a minute to pull each one up and then post them. I can.
No problem. Well,
I'll do the YouTube though.
This person said that I've been looking for someone to help me for years. And I hear that all the time. Like, people have wanted to have experiences with a psychic or a real psychic medium for so many years. And I just love to help people. I pride myself on being very honest. Like, I'm not going to, in a reading, if I'm not seeing something, if I'm not picking it up, I'm not going to tell you something's there that's not there.
Right.
There has been times, I think it was like once, maybe like a month ago, someone really wanted to connect with someone, and I'm like, hey, they're just not coming through, and I'm not going to fluff you up and to just make you feel good, but definitely, like, if you're wanting a reading, please, reach out. I have a booking link that is being posted, and I would love to help anybody that's really been looking for help. That is definitely my goal, is to always just be helpful.
So when you are able to to speak to someone's loved one who's passed away, like like, are you able to oftentimes answer any questions or resolve any issues that they're looking for resolution on? I mean,
Yeah, to the for the most part, yes. It just really depends. Like, sometimes I don't know what the correlation is, but a lot of times if someone here is living and they have questions for someone that has passed away, more than likely they'll probably answer it. Sometimes they don't want to answer it, and I'm sure that they have their reasons to do that. And I always try to respect that boundary and that privacy. I've actually worked with a couple people. One of uh, the followers that have been around for since the beginning, she has tried to vigorously solve a murder that took place of a family friend of hers. And the first time I ever started talking to her, she was actually my first professional reading ever. And as soon as I started talking to her, I said, "Oh, I was like, don't tell me anything. I'm just going to tell you everything that I'm seeing and picking up here." And I couldn't get him to come through at first, but I could see everything that happened. So I was able to tell her where the murder took place, how the murder happened, where in his body that he was injured. I told him what the room looked like, the decorations on the wall, what the perpetrator looked like, the kind of vehicle he was driving, where he threw away a weapon. And she was just dumbfounded. And she's like, "I don't know
Wow.
how you know these things." And I was like, "I just see it in my head, you know?" So there's a lot of things that I'm able to answer and help people with, that even surprises me sometimes, where I go, "Oh," even for me, like I'm so used to it, but I sit there and go, "Holy crap! How was I able to see that?" Because like even to me, it's a stop. And I sit there and I'm very thankful for my gifts, but I'm just like, wow, okay, I just I can do something new all the time.
Yeah, you're surprising yourself.
Right, I do. I surprised myself in a way. I was like, "Oh wow, I can't believe," um,
Okay,
it just is.
yeah, I'm guessing Mallory Young is one of your moderators. I just copied your paste mail, or you copied your post, your comment, and I'm gonna paste it too.
Okay,
So
awesome.
just
Yeah,
she had it perfectly. So there we go. I'll keep posting
yeah.
it too.
I think she's one of my. She's not. I think I know she's one of my mods. Too on my channel that I go live on, and I have like some of the best people on my channel. I just love them to death. I love my mods. They're so supportive of me, and I love my followers, and I like
Exactly.
everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a people person for sure.
Yeah, I'm still shocked and surprised whenever people like choose to watch me, and and
Right?
I would not have reached 4,000 subs today had it not been for my moderators. I mean, I've
Hmm.
really from now until then, even people who aren't my moderators anymore, everyone who's been a mod at the time they were a mod, they were fantastic mod. And like
Hmm.
Claire Bear, she's been with me pretty much since day one. I don't know what I do without her. So she's I don't know if she's here right now, but she will be.
Jen just said that she's still mad at me for waking up the spirit in my house. He keeps opening my drawers. I am a magnet to the dead. So when I was staying at Jen's house. She has some strong activity in her home, and there's actually a video about it on my YouTube channel that I did with Dustin Daly. And ever since I was there, he's definitely come out of the woodwork and made himself known so much. And he's been kind of wreaking havoc at the house ever since I left. Um, she was telling me to take him with me, but he can stay over at Jen's house.
Okay,
He can
so
come with them.
someone in the chat here has a question.
Sure.
Lola Layla asks, if a person dies in infancy, do they have a consciousness um in the afterlife to communicate?
Okay, so I have seen it a couple different ways. I have seen it to where someone passed away, like they were like a stillborn, and I heard that they were a stillborn from the person I was doing a reading on, because I was saying, hey, XYZ people are sitting here holding a baby. Would you maybe know who that is? And they're like, oh my gosh, I had a stillborn. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I said, well, she has this person has the baby. Now, I've also seen it to where someone passed away when they were very young. I would say like, young toddler age, like maybe 2 or 3 at the most. And then when I was doing a reading for them, they showed themselves as about maybe about 11 or 12 years old. So I don't know the reasoning, the rhyme or reason of how or why things work. There's still a lot of things that I wish I knew. I just have to kind of roll with it. And I learn as I read more people and I see coincidences and things happening. And I'm like, okay, well, this must be this way. So I don't really know. I do know though that when you pass away, you can portray yourself however you want to portray yourself. Like I have people that pass away that die like for example from cancer, and they've been suffering from cancer for a while, and it definitely changes the way you look and
Right.
hurts you physically and your appearance. And then when they pass, they're just the most beautiful version of themselves as you can imagine. So you
Aw.
have the ability, yeah, it's really beautiful, but you have the ability to portray yourself however you want to portray yourself. So I don't know what the correlation there is with children, but sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, but they're never by themselves. They always have someone with them. Do
Right,
you
right.
want me to pick a winner,
Sure.
or are you reading something for me to answer?
No, this is something else, I think. All right. So apparently some people here want to come into the chat or come into my live stream and I don't know, talk about fucking Steve McRae. So I'm going to give everyone a warning here. Okay. I'm going to let the comment go once. The next comment you make about it, I'm just going to mute you out for the night. Okay. This is not a stream about Steve McRae. I don't want to talk about Steve McRae. We're just not going to talk about Steve McRae. You're going to have to go talk about it amongst the rest of you people who want to talk about him. You guys are weird. So,
Don't
all
know
right.
who it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's long story. You don't want to know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yes. I think picking a winner is a great idea.
Okay. Let me go to my YouTube side first, and
Okay.
let's see. Let me just reload this page here, and let's see who we can find. I know that you have to do it from the date. So let's see. Oh, goodness gracious. So I'm going to have to scroll through. Just give me, oh, wait. I can do the last 7 days. That would be helpful. Come on, Vanessa. Get it together. Okay, we're getting there. All right. So Amanda K. Crayons. Amanda K. That is the first person I stumbled upon.
All right.
So we will do one for her. So hopefully she's here.
I'm looking at the participants now. I don't, and I mean, you went to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't see her in participants because that would obviously be her YouTube name, Amanda K. I don't see her in participants, but Amanda K, if you're here, just say here and you can.
Maybe she came in and left. I mean, I could pick some. I guess maybe let's give her.
Yeah, it could be she was watching and she saw the links and everything. She saw heard the discussion, saw the links, but she just hasn't been participating in chat because the only thing I can look at is the names of those participating in the live chat.
Okay. Should we maybe just give her a minute, or do you want me to pick someone else? Or?
We can give her a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give her a minute. So
I can pick someone from the social media side first, and that way we'll give Amanda a minute, and we'll see what's going on. But let's see what we have here. Let's go to here. There is someone named Cherokee Gal. Is there a Cherokee Gal? Someone just by the name Cherokee Gal just followed me.
So, Cherokee Gal, I don't know your name on YouTube, although that name does sound familiar. Cherokee Gal, it does sound familiar.
Cherokee Gal on Twitter. Cherokee Gal on Twitter.
So yeah, Cherokee Gal on Twitter, or here I can tweet at her too, probably because I know the name sounds familiar. Oh, I know who it is, I think. It's I'm going to just double check before it comes up. Yep, it is. Okay. Billy.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
There she, yep,
Okay.
there she is. Yep. There she is right there. Billy Martin. That's her.
All right. Well, we found you. That's good. Awesome. Okay. So let's see what we have going on here for you. Okay. Okay, so for you, I definitely see that you have some strong decisions that you now keep in mind. This can be past, present, or future. So one of the three. You definitely have some strong decisions that you are making regarding yourself and where you see yourself going. I think that there's a little bit of overthinking when it comes to this because I feel like maybe you're thinking that there's not too many options, like you're just deciding between a couple, and there are some adjacent possibilities here that can come in for you. I do see you needing to put yourself first, because I think that they worry about other people in their life instead of themselves first. So definitely putting yourself first is very important here in this scenario. And I just want you to know that whatever decision that you make, wherever you're wanting to lead to, there is abundance coming in here for you, and you do have options in the world at your fingertips here. This world card is really good because it has to do with, again, with different possibilities. So whatever decision that you're going to make, you really can't go wrong with it here. And also, when I talk about you taking care of you first, this card has to do, oh, and hold it. This card has to do more with you taking care of you first. And this card has to do with balance here. So definitely worry about you first. Make decisions regarding you first. But don't overthink. Don't overthink. Okay.
Yeah,
So
don't overthink. That advice is, I think, much easier said than done.
I know. It's hard. We all tend to be overthinkers sometimes. It can be hard.
That's for sure.
Okay. I guess maybe I should pick another person from the YouTube side.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I mean, it could be that maybe she just didn't hear it or whatever because her name's different elsewhere. But this is YouTube, so we didn't get her name wrong here. You know, like with Cherokee Girl or Cherokee Gal. I mean, that's obviously a different name than on YouTube. Where I mean, the first one was YouTube, so yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me try to see. Let me go back through again and let me see what I can find here and pick another person. What is today's date? The 3rd, right? Okay. I got to just scroll through because it goes by date.
Right, yeah.
Oh my gosh, now it's not loading. Oh, goodness gracious. It is not loading. How about we just pick someone randomly from your chat if we have to?
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's see. Someone's name will strike me and I'll just pick them. If you want one, just put a little emoji and I'll just pick somebody's name that'll strike me.
Let me see. Can that load? Let me open it.
I'm gonna pick Wookiee Lover.
Wookiee Lover?
Like that name. Yeah. I'm gonna.
I didn't even see Wookiee Lover.
Wookiee Lover, because I like the sound the Wookiee makes. I'm gonna do different cards for her or him or whatever. I'm going to do. I'm gonna do these Moonology cards, and these are like affirmation type messages that are very positive for the most part, or messages that maybe we need to hear. And I think that these are very good cards for people too. I always try to do like little giveaways and stuff on my channel, and I like to do I like to do positive affirmation cards for people, especially like the free ones, because I feel like we all need to have like a little bit of good news, positivity, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely.
Okay, so for Wookiee Lover, let's see what we're getting here. The first card has to do with you making sure you conserve energy for yourself and not deplete yourself doing other tasks, taking care of other people, work, social life. Definitely use your energy for you. This card talks about releasing negativity in your life. So if you're holding on to anything bad or anything that's hurtful or harmful, remember that forgiveness is not for other people, it is for you. This other card has to do with you being very protective and having a protective spirit and wanting to take care of other people. And I think that that circles back to you making sure you don't deplete your energy on others. This card is a card of really good luck coming your way. So if you are wanting to accomplish any goals, this is a really good luck for high achievement rates. And the last one, this card talks about having faith in yourself. And I think that that goes hand in hand too with this card of having high achievement rates in goals that you are setting. And that's that.
That is interesting.
I love your name.
Wookiee Lover.
That is the coolest name. Sometimes I have people come in my chat and they have like the most creative like names.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my god, I love it. I love that name. It's the coolest name.
I do member shout outs usually at the end of videos where I just, name all my members. And there's a few of them where like when I say their name, it kind of makes me chuckle a little bit.
Yeah, there's a couple names that are very colorful and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I would have never thought to do anything like that.
Yeah.
And it is the funniest thing.
Yeah, it makes me think, it's just like, wow, I'm so not creative.
I know. I had like the hardest time like picking a name and I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go with this and roll with it. And honestly, my biggest thing when I first started was I just wanted to make sure that it was available everywhere, because when you start to make like an account, you think of like, okay, well, I'm going to have to make all these different socials to go with it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, it's available everywhere. That's what we're going to roll with. So that's what I did.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work and time consuming to keep up with like just 2 of them, let alone like 5 of them. It's at least for me.
For sure.
All right, so let's see here. I'm just going to check the chat real quick, see if there's any questions or anything.
Sure.
Let's see. All right, so I'm not seeing anything. And again, if anyone wants to ask a question, I ask that you tag either myself or Vanessa, like how you do, like just do at EKC people suck, and then that way when I scroll the chat, it'll big like orange block right there in the chat, so I know that that's meant for me, and I can read your question and not miss it. If you don't do that, there's a good chance I might miss it. I'll be honest. But I will try really hard not to. And hey, Kino, see, Kino tagged me, so I was able to see that Kino said hi. I'm saying he, but I don't even. Okay, it's a she. I can tell by the picture now. Sorry. Like my name's Aaron. Like half the time, people think I'm a dude. I get it.
I'll answer to anything. So.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Okay. So Sassy Elmo has a question. Can you pick up on famous people, for example, with the recent passing of Naomi Judd?
I have not really ever tried to pick up on famous people per se. I'm sure that if I could probably get to them, if they were willing to talk to me back, I could probably do that. The only person I've ever tried to contact that is, I guess, quote unquote famous was, I mean, can I talk about it? It's a someone that was murdered. Is that okay?
Sorry, it's a thing on my channel that I forget I'm muted half the time. Yeah, no, it's fine with me.
Shanann Watts from the Chris Watts and Shanann Watts case. I did try to attempt to get to her a couple times, and I could get to her a little bit. And I was able to talk to her just a tiny bit, but then like I pulled back on accident, and something startled me here, and I wasn't able to communicate with her as much as I wanted to. But I I definitely was able to get to her after attempting to a couple times. So
Wow.
I could start doing stuff like that on my channel, and I thought about doing stuff like that on my channel. But I didn't really make any content about that just yet.
That's interesting. Um, okay, so Lorna asked, when did you know that you're meeting? I believe you mentioned this earlier, but yeah, a lot of people have come in since then. So yeah,
Yeah,
at what age
fine.
were you when you kind of realized this?
Honestly, I realized when I was very young, around probably about 5 or 6, that I was seeing people that other people weren't. But I didn't know what I was until like I was about like a teenager, and I actually learned what a psychic medium is. And then I just kind of rolled with it from there. But I've suppressed it majority of my life, and it came out in like little spurts that I couldn't control it all the time. So
Right. Okay. And Claire wants to know, does Vanessa get unwanted impressions, like when not open or when not reading others, as in random impressions, I mean?
I don't know if I understand what they're meaning.
I think what they're asking is like when you're not trying to have contact or get impressions or get
Oh,
messages or
do I
whatever.
still get them even if I don't
Right.
want to? Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, like I leave myself really open for the most part. I only really try to close myself when I go to bed. And if I fall asleep before I close myself, then I get messed with a lot of times when I sleep. It happens
Really?
all the time. Yeah, unfortunately. It happens a lot. So, I mean, I could be out in public. I could be at Target or Walmart or at an old job that I had, and there's free roaming spirits all the time. So I can see them. I'm open to it. Feel things on certain people in public, but I've never been the type of person to I've never been the type of person to go up to people like in like you
Right.
see in
Yeah.
shows, and like, hey, did you have a son that passed away? Blah blah blah. I don't do stuff like that because I try to be as ethical about it as possible. Like, I don't know whether someone in public would want to know that information or might be emotionally or mentally okay with hearing that information.
Hmm.
I never want to push what I do or my belief onto anybody else. It's not my right to do that. It's not my right to make that decision for you. So I don't do that kind of stuff. But to
Yeah,
answer your question,
I think that's wise. I mean, just I remember watching Long Island Medium once, and she did that to in the episode. She did that to a family eating dinner, and they just lost the father of the family. And I
oh
just remember
goodness.
thinking, yo, if someone walked up to me right after just losing my dad, I'd deck him. Like, what? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I I just think that like stuff like that is just irresponsible, and it's just not cool, and it's just not me to do that. Like I said, like try to I try to approach using my gifts in the most ethical way I possibly can, and I'm not going to tell somebody information that they don't want to hear. I'm not going to tell someone things that aren't there or aren't true to make you feel good. It's just not how I roll.
Oh, that's good. That's great. That's awesome to hear. Um, okay, so someone was asking a question. They weren't tagging me, but I seen it asked several times. So they wanted to know if you if you have or use guides.
I do have two. Everyone has at least one. I have two. And the funny thing about mine is that, like, the one that I'm always hearing on my right hand side, um, she's a little bit more sassy. And then the one on my left hand side is a little bit more calmer. Like, the one on the right hand side is like, oh, I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like them. And then the one on the left's like, no, give them a chance. Give them a chance. It's okay. I don't know if it's a Gemini thing because, I am a Gemini. So I have, the twin sign there. I don't know if it's because I am a psychic medium. I get two and I have that balance. I don't know, but it's kind of like I got the devil over here and the angel over here, and they're like always combating and wanting me to do things.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Like I'm picturing like was it the old cartoons or whatever, like the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the
Yeah,
other.
pretty much. Pretty much. Definitely.
Oh God. Okay, so now when with Katie Joy,
Okay.
I know a lot of people here, they want it's not that people want to see her like ruined or destroyed or anything like that. I mean, at least from my point of view, I don't hate the woman. I don't want to see anything like that. But the whole thing, like accountability comes up a lot, that word. And I think that there are a lot of people in the community invested enough to the point that where if a court rules that she put out defamatory information on someone, then that would just kind of be like some sense of justice for a lot of the people who used to follow her and who don't anymore. So, like, can you give us a reading on whether what to look like in terms of accountability for her in any of her lawsuits coming up? Like whether it's Todd Chrisley or 7M, or if it's easier to do one suit at a time, then that's fine.
Do you want me to start pulling cards and let you know what I'm seeing in cards, and then if you have questions,
sure,
on that, okay,
sure. Yeah, that's good.
That's definitely something that we can look into with cards, because I do have some thoughts in my head, but I want to confirm it with cards. That way we can.
So, Mandy Bobandy, that's a great question, but I think we'll save that towards the end, so we can, as we wrap things up, we can talk about what's coming ahead, what she's going to be doing going forward and stuff with their channel. So that way it kind of stays fresh in everyone's mind.
Hi, Mandy.
I mean, it's usually how streams end. So.
Okay, let's see.
Kazoo from the Flintstones. Yes, the Colleen Bennett. Yes, that's kind of what I was picturing too. Thank you.
Okay. First and foremost, I'll hold up some of the cards here because the cards do help, with what I'm hearing in my head. And I did hit on this in my video. Now, again, I don't watch her, so I don't know the extent of it. But these two cards here have to do with how she has no appreciation for the reach and the platform that she has. I don't think she has any appreciation either for the community that she has around her, whether it's even people that like her or don't like her. I don't think that she holds any value to these people. I just don't even think that she really cares, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, her abundance is going to be going downhill. And I think that she feels it coming too, because I think that she has some decisions that she wants to make or needs to make, but she doesn't want to pull the plug on them either. This is another card that talks about her value going down. This is another card that represents her thinking and her indecision here. And I feel like she needs to make necessary changes. She knows she needs to make necessary changes, but she just refuses to do them because I think that she thinks and she feels like she's higher up on a food chain or platform, kind of like she has like some invincibility there. And these cards really have to do with that too. That she has like this sense of, I would say if I had to call it two words, it would be entitlement and invincibility. And I feel like she's someone that kind of like, if you don't see her worth, she would throw a tantrum about it. I hear a tantrum in my head. Now, as far as accountability, these two cards are talking about accountability. This has to do with being deceitful, and this is a card of justice where the scales are going to be tipped and changed. And this card has to do with journey, but this is upside down. It's on a decline here. So those cards definitely have to do with her being held accountable. And I said this in my reading, and I'm still picking up the same thing, and I'm going to pull some more cards here. I really feel like Tati could have done a little bit more and could have pushed it and really nailed her a little bit more, but I think pulled back, especially towards the end. I don't think Todd Chrisley is going to do that. I don't think the people that are coming forward now are going to tread lightly because they don't care about the, I guess, quote unquote, negative publicity that will come with a lawsuit. I think Tati is more worried about herself and her brand and being associated with someone like Without a Crystal Ball. Todd Chrisley and anyone else that's going to come forward, including 7M, which I don't know is a group or whoever. I don't think that they really care. I think that they're over it, they're done with it, and they're going to make an example out of her because no one else is. Especially, I feel that way about Todd. Now, I will say I do feel like there are going to be some more people coming forward with suits. I think that Todd Chrisley is definitely pushing, rolling and pushing I don't know if it would be considered a class action type or not, but it seems like he's really trying to get more people on board with, quote unquote, taking her down. And I think that that also has to do with her channel. I'm really surprised that the platform still, and I think that as stuff comes out, especially legality wise, I think that she might be deplatformed, and I think that that's really going to hurt her too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So here, this card is talking about being envious and jealous, and I do think that without a crystal ball or Katie Joy, I do think that she has a lot of internal struggle with her self worth. Um, I hate to say it, but I don't think that her relationship is too well. I
Hmm.
also, there is also cards right here that talk about worth and financial constraint. And again, that's on a decline here. I do think that her world is going to be turned upside down. Now, the world card has to do with having things at your fingertips, but it also has to do with things being taken away and you really not having a lot of choice and say in the game. Um, I think that with these two cards here, these talk about her having a disruption in her life and balance. And I definitely think that once these lawsuits start going, I think that you're really going to start seeing a side of her that's even worse. I think that there's going to be two different sides, actually. I really think that you're going to have a side where she tries to like clean up a little bit and be innocent. And I would never, this is not me. I'm not that person. But then I feel like there's going to be a dark side of her that really gets to shine through even more, where people are really starting to see like, oh wow, this is worse than what we thought. And I really think that she's going to have some more explosive behavior as she's starting to slowly crumble. I definitely think she's going to have some outbursts and very negative behavior come through for sure, because she's going to start to unravel, I guess, for sure.
All right. I people are here in the chair talking like there's like a lot of TV in the background or something. It's like the background noise of TV. Like there's a TV on in the other room here, but it's very low and like it's always on when I'm streaming. So I'm going to mute for a second. Let me know if you hear it, okay? So because if you don't hear it, then it is my side.
Yeah, I don't have anything on my side. My son's asleep.
All right, so we're gonna turn it down a little bit and see if that helps. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know why it's picking up now either. Like it's weird. It's okay. Anyway,
Sometimes
well,
some
I
microphones
gotta. I have to say, either you know Katie Joy very well, or you are a psychic medium, because
I
that
definitely
sounded
don't know her.
pretty exact. Holy crap! Yeah. Um. Oh, I one thing that I know a lot of people are wondering about
Mhm.
is during the Toddy Westbrook case, there was involvement by some, I don't know, outside figures, I guess you could say. Now, basically, someone came in and caused a whole lot of trouble, sent a whole bunch of like threatening and harassing emails to people involved, and even people who weren't involved, other YouTube content creators. It was this whole mess of a long story. And after the FBI was brought in to investigate, and they determined that this all came from one person in England. Now, a lot of people in the community have theories rather, whether or
Can
not
I stop
Katie
you real
knew.
quick? Is
Sure.
this is this like a is this like a minion type of Katie Joy?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, it seems like someone who came into, I don't know if they were working for Katie Joy and just causing all this chaos or whatever to just like muddy the waters, or if maybe if they were working for against Katie Joy. I don't know. No one knows really. It's just very strange.
I'm picking up in my head. It has to do with, I guess maybe calling her a minion of Katie Joy, maybe, or this person a minion of Katie Joy, maybe is not the best choice of words, but like someone that is in the know, I guess, of things that are going on. And I think that they put things out there, but I definitely feel like this is someone that they know.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Yeah. She definitely had a lot of knowledge. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like this wasn't someone who just stumbled across. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Well, does anyone, let's see here. Oh, I know. Here's something that we're all dying to know. Is her husband ever going to eat cupcakes again on stream, on camera? I know this. I know it's. I mean, do you see him having an appetite publicly anytime soon? I guess maybe.
I'm gonna go with maybe no. Was there like an incident that happened?
Yes, there was. He did this ASMR video for like a friend of his who has a YouTube channel, and on it he ate a cupcake in a hot pocket, and it's just been like this hilarious thing among us here in the community. You know, it's just
well,
we don't look at cupcakes the same.
If he does do it, he might do it as a troll, but I don't think him purposely coming on there to do it to make a fool of himself. Maybe something that he's going to want to do.
Yes, I hope he does. No, nobody else wants him to, but I want him to do it again.
Hey, you never know.
True. You hear that, Todd? Come eat cupcakes.
Oh, a cupcake sounds so good right now.
I know, right?
I'm on a diet. I can't have any cupcakes.
Oh, I have a little plate full of like tater tots here. I've been kind of snacking on a little bit because I'm hungry, but I'm gonna, when the stream's over, I'm gonna devour the shit out of that plate. But I'm good for now.
Right. I've never met a potato I didn't like. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. There's doesn't matter how any and every way in which they're made. Yep, it's always awesome.
Yeah.
There's been no hot pocket chat in a while in here, Lisa says. Yeah, that's true. All right, so does anyone else have any, let's see. So there's a but given the possibility she could be deplatformed, can you sense or get a feeling for what she may do for a career after that?
You know, honestly, possibly? I don't feel anything beyond that as far as there. I think that if she gets I don't know what other socials she has, because like I said, I don't follow her, I don't watch her or anything like that. I think that if she is going to lose that platform, I think more than likely she'll probably go to another one. I don't think that she's going to start working at Walgreens or anything like that, but I'm just, I think that she's definitely going to, I think that anything less than what she currently does is probably beneath her. There is a sense of entitlement there for sure.
You know, I've said that for a while now, and she has this uncanny ability to always land on her feet. Like she comes out of situations like better off for it.
Unscathed too.
Yeah, exactly. So I've even like jokingly said that if she lost her YouTube channel, she probably like carve some sort of career out of herself, like being some motivational speaker or something who travels around talking about cyberbullying or some shit. But
yeah, she might be a fitness instructor after this. I don't know. You know, they jump from one to another, you know, but I do think that she would definitely, just move on to another platform and another version of what she's doing somewhere else. And sadly, I don't think it's going to affect her. I think where she's really going to lose out is, I think getting her platform taken away is going to hurt.
Yeah.
But I think the way that she's really going to get her, I don't know the word. I can't think of the word. Her, I don't want to call it payback, but what's the word where she gets her Goodness gracious.
Karma.
Karma,
Karma.
where she's really going to get hurt is going to be financially. I think that's really what's going to get her nailed down there. And I really do think that Todd is going to be a pushing force for this, Todd Chrisley.
Right.
But I really will say, I think it's going to take a lot of time. I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon. I think that I don't know anything about the case. I don't even know what she said about Todd. I have no idea. But I do think that this is something we're not going to see, not me because I'm not going to follow her, but you guys aren't going to see the benefits of Todd's work for a very long time. I don't think that it's going to be a quick process by any means.
Yeah, I think, I mean, court never really is usually. And I see like a lot of stall tactics possibly just from me knowing, Katie as I do. That's what I see her doing. In fact, I think we've already seen her doing that a little bit. I noticed someone in the comment here asked a question. I just want to address real quick. Like Vanessa and I haven't discussed this beforehand, but this is going to be my, I guess, boundary or whatever. We're not going to talk about her son at all. I mean, he's a little boy, and I don't want to give any kind of speculation on her minor child. That's all.
Oh no, I'm not going to talk about people's kids.
Okay. I didn't think so either.
Yeah,
just in case.
Not.
I mean, people are concerned about it. They just want to know that he's going to be okay or whatever. And I don't think we need a psychic medium to tell us. I think he's going to be okay. Just, he and his mother may have a difficult relationship going forward, but that's not anything anyone can do. So whatever, let it be. Yeah. And that's just my opinion. Yeah. I could be completely wrong. So moving on from that, someone else had one other question. Let me find it. Was it Reagan who had it?
Jen said that my diet's going to be out the window, and no, it's not, Miss Jen. My diet is going to stay intact.
Okay, so Reagan.
21 pounds.
Oh my God, really? Awesome.
Yeah, I've lost 21. I'm still a chunker butter a little bit, but I'm getting there.
Congratulations. It's hard though. It is. I lost
a lot of discipline.
Yeah, I lost about 70 pounds back in 2012, and I did it quick too, but then I found it again.
I picked up some of what I've lost again too, so now I'm starting to lose again.
Yep, I find now I have I've lost some weight probably over the past year. I know I have, but it kind of goes up and down a little bit. But it's been more or less not so much losing weight, but just getting to the weight I'm supposed to be by bettering my life choices, I guess. It's been about correcting bad habits more than fitting into the size 4 dress, and I find that it's been lasting. The effects I'm seeing that are lasting. So
they always say if you do lifestyle change versus a fad diet or something like that, you always have a better success rate or longevity. And it personally, I think one of the biggest things, because people always ask me about weight loss and stuff like that. One of the biggest things I will always tell people is don't drink your calories.
Yeah.
I have in my cup, I have a Crystal Light packet. And I have water. I drink a lot of water, different variations and flavors of water. If I want a soda, because I love soda, I'll have I'll have a diet soda, which certain diet sodas taste better than others. I have done low calorie for so long. I've learned to manipulate or to get around so I can have what I want and get away with it. So someone had a good question, if I can answer it. Someone asked if I can help locate missing people. I have helped. I have had a couple people that came to me in an emergency situation where someone was missing. And I was able to help locate them and tell them hey, no, they're still here. I think that they, this is what I'm seeing. They'll kind of be back. I did help someone in the past. And actually one recently, there's a active case, that they were asking me about someone that they presumed to be passed. And I mean, I can't tell you longitude and latitude of where they are, but I can tell you what I'm seeing and what where I feel like what's around them and stuff like that. So I am able to do that sometimes. One time I just really couldn't pick something up on someone other than things that had happened beforehand, but I didn't think that they were gone. So you can't really locate someone that's not gone. So yes and no.
Okay. Okay. So in regards to Katie, someone here has an interesting question. And this is something I think a lot of people in the community have wondered too. So Sarah Hill asks, if you can see this, can you ask if Todd, not Todd Chrisley, her husband Todd, really backs her up as much as he makes it seem? Like, does he really think she's right in the way she's okay? They're wondering, like, does her husband really support her in all of her online activities, or is it kind of more for show, really? Like, is he starting to really feel the weight of her decisions, do you think? Maybe.
I think that publicly, I think that he's going to support her. I think behind closed doors, there is a lot of questioning, but I also, I don't know anything about him, but it seems like her energy is a lot more dominant than his. So to me, it's kind of like there's the feeling of like she wears the pants type. Where if he tried to speak up and said, "Hey, I didn't like this," blah blah blah, I think she's gonna hammer down on it. And I just think, and at the end of the day, I think he just puts his hands up and is like, "Okay," and he's gonna go with whatever she's saying.
Yeah. Okay. That seems about what the case is. Now I've seen this question asked several times here in chat about Summer Wells, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, like, if you knew where Summer Wells was, like, you would have told someone by now. I don't know. It's like a big high profile case. I think anyone would.
I have done. Well, I was actually at a friend's house, and I was sitting there with, was with Jen, and I was sitting there with Dustin and stuff, and he'd asked me about Summer Wells, and I said, "Who?" And then he goes, "Summer Wells," and I was like, I don't know anything about her. I didn't know she was someone that was missing. I don't stay up to date on stuff like that, like I wish I did. So I was sitting there and I was like, okay, well, I'm seeing this and this and this. And he's looking at me and he goes, "You mean this?" And I was like, "Yeah, that." So I do have certain opinions about Summer Wells. I haven't made a video or anything about it. She's really young, so I'm on the fence about doing it. Things like that, and like there was a case that was local when I used to live in Orlando, that a local person literally lived in my community went missing. And I remember I was driving down the road and I turned to the side and my friend Nick was with me, and I said, they were playing something on the radio about her, and I said, "Oh, she's underwater." And he went, "What?" And I said, "I think she's underwater." And he goes, "Well," he goes, I said, "I think they'll find her though. They'll find her soon. She's underwater." And and then we were just talking about it, and then we just kind of changed subjects because I tend to blurt random, crazy, wild things out. And I kid you not, like 2 days later, she was on the news, and I saw it on my Facebook feed that they were pulling her car out of water, and she was in her car. So I do pick things up about people a lot, but I never approach the police about it. I never have approached the police about it, because I think that if I do, I don't want to make myself seem like a suspect. I don't want to. I don't think that they would really believe everything that I do. And then plus, if I'm like, "Hey, I'm seeing X, Y, and Z," and they're like, "Okay, well, no one knows that except for us. How do you know this? We're carting you off to jail." And I'm like, "No, it's not me." So I'm a little apprehensive about that, to not.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, especially when something like this, where a lot of people are invested in, like, not just the family and the loved ones, but just everyone is invested in it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I might make a
I'd be
video
scared as
about
hell.
it. Yeah, I might make a video about it and just just talk about some things that I pick up about it. So I might do that. So if you're interested in Summer Wells, make sure you definitely follow my channel, because I might put that up soon. And just be really careful about it, because I mean she's young, so.
Right. So I've seen this question a couple times in chat regarding Katie, and I I mean, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm kind of curious. I don't know really. Nothing's been confirmed. But when it comes to Todd Chrisley, one of the issues is that Katie had incorrectly or falsely reported on um, a dispute between Todd and his daughter Lindsay. The dispute being over an alleged sex tape of the daughter Lindsay's. Now, what kind of started the whole thing is allegedly a friend or someone who knew Lindsay told Lindsay's brother that the tape existed, and basically Lindsay's brother tried to just get rid of it. He offered the girl money, said, listen, I'll give you X amount of money for it, just give me, so because they didn't want to risk it getting out there. Now,
Right. Okay.
nobody really knows though who this person was who made this claim. Now though, with given the lawsuit, everyone's kind of wondering if it's Katie. Any insight on that? we're wondering who was like really behind telling Lindsay that was that it? Her telling Lindsay that her dad and brother were buying the tape. Yeah, the only person who would know that though was the person who was alleging to have the tape. So
if you're asking me, was it her that was alleging to have a tape?
Or if she maybe, can you get a sense or a feeling that if she had a tape or she knew of the tape before anyone else? Maybe.
I think that she had some knowledge ahead of other people, but I don't think that she claimed to have a tape, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm asking. Okay, so
I didn't know if I was understanding that.
Yeah, no, you did.
Correct.
You understand it. Yep, you did. All right, I'm
People
going through
are
the
bringing
chat.
up my Rich Lux reading. Funny fact, Rich Lux was the first reading I ever did that was not on a professional scale. We just happened to be like all sitting at an Airbnb on vacation together, and it just started to get recorded halfway through. It was already done, and it was the funniest thing in the world. But Jen was there for that.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm not too familiar with who Rich Lux is. Like I was telling you earlier, like I don't know much about YouTube either, about all these people. So because you were telling me how you don't watch YouTube at all, and I just barely watch it.
Yeah, Rich is like a drama commentator, like Nick and Dustin are. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I see what you're saying. All right. Now, okay, Nick and the viewer's voice, right?
Yes.
The viewers. Okay. Yeah, I actually messaged Dustin once, and he actually got back to me too. He messaged me back.
Yeah, Dustin's super nice.
Yeah, I was doing a video about I was toying with the true crime community a little bit, not toying, but putting my feet in the water. And I wanted to make a true crime video, so I chose this case locally to us that's still unsolved. And this case, they did a reenactment of this case in, I think it was the 90s or no, the early 2000s maybe. And it was on, I don't even remember, like Forensic Files or another show or whatever. But I can't find the episode. But upon looking for the episode on IMDb, I saw that one of the actors who played the guy who was falsely accused, his name was Dustin Daly. So I messaged Dustin Daly asking, I'm like, was this you? Because I'm trying to find the episode, but I can't find it. I'm like, not positive if it's you, because it seems like you're a little young to have been in this, but I don't know.
Right.
So it turns out, no, it wasn't him. So, but I was like, oh my God, it's so cool though that he let me know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely odd coincidence.
Yeah, it's cool though that he let me know. Dustin Daly, really, like I didn't think that there was that common of a name, but apparently it is.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so, but yeah, that's even surprising to me.
Oh, here's a good question. Do you ever have lucid dreams?
Okay, so I guess I don't really know the exact definition of lucid dreaming per se, but I am very conscious in my dreams. I can control them to a point. Once I get there, I'm very aware, and I can stand there and I can look around and I can see things, and I can have my own thoughts of going, oh man, I know that I'm not sleeping well right now. I know I'm not getting a deep sleep. And then I've literally been in dreams where like I can pull myself out of them, but I've literally been in dreams where I'm standing there and I'm going, oh God, I'm gonna be so tired in the morning. Like I'm so aware sometimes. Now I'm not like that every single time, but majority of the time, I am aware. Most of the time when I have dreams, I have very low or mild interaction in them. It's kind of like I'm standing there and I'm watching everything else around me. So I don't know the exact definition of lucid dreaming.
I just looked it up actually because I didn't know either.
Okay.
But it says lucid dreams are when you know that you're dreaming while you're asleep. You're aware that the events flashing around your brain aren't real, that it's a dream.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Interesting.
Then yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because I'm very much aware of standing there going, okay, well, this is kind of weird, and especially if it's like crazy things and stuff like that. So I guess technically yes. What's funny is
cool.
I always joke and say I'm the world's worst psychic medium because like there's certain terms and stuff like I just don't like to know them. I like to be blissfully unaware because I don't want to be tainted by knowing things. So I like to do what's being called or what I call blissfully unaware because I just don't want to be tainted by knowing.
Yep. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
So Jen has a good question too, or no, Jamie. I'm sorry, I thought it was Gerard. It says Couchard. So Jamie Couchard asks, do you ever pick up on things from your subs or other people online that aren't public figures?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, like I said, like in my lives, when I go live at night, I do readings on them all the time. I have a lot of subs that book private readings from me. I pick things up on them like that. I pick things up on people that, like I was in Walmart the other day and I was picking a lot of stuff up and it was an older lady. She had a gentleman that had passed that was right behind her. It felt like it probably happened within the last few months that she had lost this individual. And I mean, I don't know her for anything, but honestly, I can pick up anything on majority of people. The only people that are very hard to read are people that I'm very close with, like my very close friends. I think that the reason why I can't really read them per se is because I already know what's going on for the most part. So it's more difficult to do that.
Yeah, maybe this was like your own knowledge kind of influences things and
right.
Just, maybe even blocks things, I guess.
Yeah.
I just had a question too. Then I started moving and I lost it. So, shoot. Wait, it's coming back to me. It's starting to come back to me. Just give me a minute. I do this all the time. I have something on the tip of my tongue and then it just goes away. But then I get back.
That happens to me all the time.
I know it's so annoying. It happens to me when I'm writing too, and it drives me nuts. And I'm not finding it. Okay, so shoot.
Oh, Jen's over there outing me again.
Let me pick a question from comments here as I sit here and I find it because I know it's right on the tip of my tongue.
You'll find it again.
Yeah, I know. And it was important too. It was a really good question. I can tell. No, I'm not finding a question. Oh wait, what's that? Oh, no, I already asked that one. Oh, okay. So with the lawsuits coming up, I know you kind of talked about what it is you were seeing or hearing regarding the lawsuits coming up. But do you see, and you said that you think that it's going to be a while, and that the suing parties are not likely to kind of let up or let her off or anything. But do you see like a lot of, do you see any involvement from like outside forces, basically like trying to either cause chaos or trying to sway or alter the course of things at all?
I will say that as it rolls and gets further, I think Katie is very calculated, and I do think that she has people that she can go to where she's like, I want to start, or I think it's more like manipulation, where it's more like, oh, I wish that someone would just start, telling the truth about this publicly. So this could, you know what I mean? And I think it like lights that little bit of fire. And then I think that these people roll with it. I think that her tactic is more manipulation. So she can be like, I didn't do that. I would never.
Plausible deniability. Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Now I just remembered what it was. It was about Amber Heard. Now, something we all want to know. I mean, I know you can't exactly just come out and say, yes, I can see it or whatever. Someone's telling me that this is true. But if you're looking at Amber Heard, do you think it's possible that she did in fact leave that gift for Johnny on his bed?
I think she did, yes.
You think she did? Okay. All right.
I think she did, because when she was sitting there and they brought it up very, very, very momentarily. As quick as they brought it up, they let it go. And I was watching it on Emily D. Baker's channel, and I was like, I know I could just feel it in my gut that she did it. I do. I really think that she did. 100%. She left a present. Who does that? He had to have really made her mad to do something like that.
Something. Oh, my beaver's bush. Yeah, back off. No. Will Johnny Depp marry me?
No, I don't know. I don't know, but I have my own opinion about him too. It's not always the best. I do think that he is a victim in a lot of ways, but I do think that the scales are not even. But I don't think that he's the best either.
Oh, no doubt. He's not without fault. I mean, yeah, I hear you. Steve? No. Steve asks, is EKC people suck my soulmate and life partner?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, and Claire. Yeah, sorry. Claire's already got a claim on me anyway, so.
Just look and said that they'll take that chance.
I'll take that chance. Yeah, exactly. Word. So what do you like? Have you done any like readings or anything, or try to sense anything about Amber Heard regarding this whole trial? I mean, like there's a lot of talk and everything about her on YouTube, on channels and everything. But maybe if we can get a little inside information.
Honestly, I did a reading, I think it was last week I did a YouTube video about the trial and the case, and what I'm picking up. I do think that he's going to be a little bit more victorious than she is, but I don't think it's going to be as grandiose as he's maybe wanting it or wishing that it would be. But honestly, a lot of those things can change. I do think that the scope is widening a little bit as I continue to move forward and hearing things about the case. I do kind of pick up a little bit more gut feelings. Things can always change. Things can always be altered. Mm-hmm. The future is not always predetermined and set in stone. We all have free thinking decisions to make. Right. But I did do a reading then. I actually did just post a video earlier today, like a couple hours before, or like an hour before we went live, about Amber Heard again and some of the things that were outside of the case that we found out, and one thing that was inside of the case that we found out. And I do want to do more stuff like that as time goes on. I want to do some more like deep dives into them as individual people.
Awesome. Okay. One other question here, and I think I've seen this person ask it twice now. So MM asks, can you ask her if she receives messages after a reading is done and needs to relay the message to that person? Like, do you get like late answers or something?
Most of the time, when they come forward, and I'm doing my private readings with people, they exhaust their energy before it even gets to that point. I have had one instance where someone's father came through and their energy was super strong, like the whole time. And he kind of hung out even after I was done with that reading, because how I do it, you book a time period for the most part. And after the reading was done, he kind of still hung out even afterwards. And he had told me one more thing about an article of clothing, like I think it was like a shirt or a jacket or a sweater or something like, or no, I'm sorry, it was a sweater. And he's like, he kept showing me an image of this sweater, of this football like jersey kind of sweater. And I was like, okay. I said, and I emailed the girl back and I said, hey, dad's still kind of hanging around and I kind of saw this. Does this, resonate or mean anything to you? And she wrote me back and she's like, I've been in tears ever since this happened. Like happy tears, not sad, but I've been in tears ever since this happened. And she said that sweater, she says that she wears it all the time and that was her father's.
Aww.
And I said, well, just take that as he sees it, that, he acknowledges that you're doing that. And she's like, oh, it means so much to me that you let me know and blah, blah. Like I always try to give everyone all the information. There's a lot of people that either do what I do or claim to do what I do, and they limit the amount of questions you can ask them, which I think is absolutely wild to me. That's why I do it in time frames. And you can choose like whether you want cards or no cards or just whatever. And whatever, if you book 30 minutes with me, whatever we can get through in 30 minutes, that's what we're going to get through. Whether it's 3 questions you ask me that take a long time, or you're able to ask me 8 or 20. If we can spitfire them, then that's what we'll do. So it just really depends. But anything I pick up, I definitely want people to know what's there.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's really just thinking of the client and putting, it's the legitimacy of everything by doing that. I think
I definitely try to put myself in their position. Like granted, I'm not expensive compared to other people. There's people that charge double of what I do for less time. And I want everyone to feel like they got their money's worth. I want everyone to leave having a good experience. I don't think of it just as the business owner or the, I guess, quote unquote, technically, I guess I would be considered a talent. I don't consider it that way. I also look at things as a consumer, on my booking website, there's times that don't fit for other people. And I always just tell them, like, listen, if it doesn't work for you and you want a reading, message me. I'll get it done in my private time. I'll work around it. I am booked out a few weeks. And there are people that message me and they're like, hey, I cannot, I can't wait. I have an emergency situation. Please, can I talk to you? And I do those on a case-by-case basis. And I try to help out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I try to do the best I can.
So another Katie question that a couple of people have asked, like, do you see or sense a team of people working with and for Katie around her? Like, does she have the support of a team of people?
I don't think there's necessarily like a professional team. I think maybe her team might be people that she manipulates. And I think that she sees it as a team because I think she sees it as people that she can control.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. One other. Oh, someone asked a question too, and I believe you pretty much already answered it. But for the people who weren't here for it, they're wondering, the question that I just read a moment ago was wondering, how do you sense or think Katie feels about these lawsuits?
I think in public, she kind of like thinks it's like, oh, it's not going to happen. Oh, it's just talk, blah, blah, blah. I do think that she enjoys the negative attention though, as well. I think it's not just her getting attention in a positive light, because I think just attention to her in general is something that excites her. But I do think that she is very nonchalant about it, especially on social media. I think she's going to be that way until it gets more more ongoing until it's in her face, and then she really is going to have to start addressing it in a different light. But I don't think
Okay.
she's worried about it until it happens. I think that I think Tati not hammering her to the wall like she could have made Katie feel a little bit more invincible. Like, oh, you see, Tati Westbrook of all people, big Tati tried to come at me and she couldn't get me. But I think it's because Tati pulled back, especially right at the end.
Yeah, I think, yeah, between that and the fact that she probably went up like close to 100,000 subscribers after that. Yeah, I think
I'm
it
sure
did it.
that
It emboldened
inflated
her.
ego.
Yeah,
Made her a little bit
definitely.
more bold, for sure.
All right, I thought I read something here a moment ago. Oh, just looking. Vanessa already discussed this, but to answer your question, she does believe that Katie is going to lose her platform. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. It may not happen right away. I mean, this is gonna this lawsuit. Yeah, it's gonna take some time going through the motions of the lawsuit and everything. But yes, but at the end of that, it looks she believes that she will lose her platform.
Yes, I do think that she's gonna lose her platform.
Interesting. Yeah, we already asked her that, and Vanessa does not think that Katie is behind the SEX tape. Maybe she had knowledge about it before a lot of people, but possibly, but she's not the one who
claimed ownership.
Right? Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Source. I don't know what that means. Have a source for what? Is that 7M? Wait, what's on top of that? Yeah, you meant 7M. Okay. Does Katie have a source for 7M or is full of bullshit? Well, I mean, didn't she already come out and admit who her source was? Like it was the Lydia lady?
I wouldn't be surprised if she has people that know certain things. But I don't think that it's as big as she's making it seem.
Right. Okay.
Someone just said down there, Tati taught Katie that she was invincible. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think that Tati pulling back like that made her feel very invincible.
Yeah. Well, I even kind of wonder if like that was. I think what Tati wanted more than anything was her company back, and with the shit that her business partner was kind of pulling and everything behind the screens, this behind the scenes and everything, that Katie was like a good route for her to get for the steps to get her company back. And at the end of things, that's is basically what she got. She got what she wanted there. She wanted to discredit her business partner, and it looks like that this could very well discredit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If she loses her platform now, they won't get much for the defamation. They don't. Yeah. I would think if I were on a legal team here for one of the people suing Katie, I wouldn't want Katie to lose her platform until after the lawsuit concluded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she does. We already talked about this, my Beaver's Bush. Vanessa doesn't know lottery numbers. I already tried.
Listen, if I knew lottery numbers, I would be I would be the Robin Hood of the lottery. I would be hitting the lotto numbers and then helping people and all this kind of stuff, paying off debts and mortgages. And I'd be like, hey, listen, you're going to win it. And then you're going to help other people. And it would be a chain. Listen, the lottery system would not know what to do with us.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
Right.
I sometimes daydream though about having that ability.
Listen, trust me, I wish. I have jokingly said it out to like the universe a few times. I was like, listen, I promise you give me 10 million, I will give 90% of it away. Like, or whatever. Like I grew up poor, I grew up in a single family household or a single mother household, and my mom had 2 or 3 jobs at a time, and just to keep the lights on and food on the table, and I definitely want to help other people if I could.
So, all right. We're going on 2 hours now, so we'll start wrapping this up. But one more question. I know that this is probably one of the questions that is just everyone just is dying to know. I mean, ever since Todd Chrisley kind of teased us with us, everyone's been talking about this. So Todd said that as of now, because he mentioned this in two of his podcasts, that it sounds like they're about to be 4 or 5, I'm not sure and positive on the number, but 4 or 5 more people bringing suits against Katie. Now,
okay,
do you have any impression or idea on like where in the scheme of things these people could be coming from? Like, are they people who know Katie personally? Are they people who are associated with maybe Todd Chrisley or one of the other complainants in these lawsuits, or is this something else entirely, maybe, or different?
I can't reach the specifics of that. To be perfectly honest with you, I can't tell you where they're coming from. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, other people that kind of like joined the movement, I guess, per se, because they've had their own issues with her.
Okay.
So I think that you're going to maybe see a little bit of a variety there. But I definitely will agree with you. And I think I'd said this in my video and I said it here. I do think that there are going to be more people coming out of the woodwork, and all teaming together for sure. But to pinpoint exactly where they're coming from, that I definitely can't. I can't pick that up.
I think a lot of people are speculating that the other lawsuits are going to be members of Todd Chrisley's family, which I believe that is kind of true. But I don't think that all of the
I don't think it's just that.
Right, exactly.
I think that there's going to be more than just the Chrisley camp, I guess, per se. And I think that I said that in the video I did, the first video I did about her last week.
Okay. Yeah. I remember you saying that more people are going to be coming forward and everything, or at least you saw more lawsuits coming her way. But, all right. Interesting. All right. So now with your channel, like, what do you have coming up with your channel? Like, where do you want to see your channel go? Just let's talk about your channel.
Honestly, for my channel, like, I definitely I want to make all sorts of different content, whether it's card polls on popular situations or popular people, or just, I would love to be able to dabble in true crime a little bit and dip my toes in that water. I definitely, in my experience with life in general and being a medium my whole entire life, I have the most crazy, wild stories that you would ever freaking imagine. And I want to do some story times like that. I want to do some kind of like spooky stories of like popular places, popular events. I want to do I want to do like a little bit of everything, but I want to start dipping my toes in the water of, true crime, more paranormal, spooky content, spooky stories, stuff like that. So definitely watch and join my channel for that. As far as, I still am learning editing and learning to work on my editing a little bit more. So as I learn that, I think I'm able to do a little bit more. But I do go live all the time on my channel. I do want to start a podcast with a friend of mine and do like paranormal type stuff and just talk about just anything paranormal, dark, spooky, scary, stuff like that. So that's where I'm hoping to go, and I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping to hit my 4K soon.
Well, I was looking at your channel. You're not far. You're like just a few hundred, short, shy of that.
I think so. I think I'm around like maybe 300 and some short, between 300 or 400 short.
It was interesting though, as you're talking about what you want to, do with your channel going forward. One of my favorite channels on YouTube that I found not too long ago and I've been obsessed with is Mr. Ballin. He's huge. He has millions of followers. Yeah. But that's exactly what he does. He tells stories, and it's true crime stories. But they're usually just like horrific stories that usually, don't end well. They're true crime stories at some point, or for the most part. But there's also like a lot of paranormal stories that he tells.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
stuff. And honestly, I really want to start dipping my toe in that water 100%. I wanted to see like a little comment I just saw. Someone it says, Vanessa, you should go on my brother's podcast. You can message me on one of my socials on either like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or something like that and let me know about it. I actually just did a podcast for someone that does Kiss FM radio on the West Coast in California, so they're very popular. I've been approached about doing other podcasts and stuff like that. I love to do stuff like that. I love to.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know, yeah. So definitely just send me a message on one of my socials and talk to me about it.
Great. Awesome. Okay. So yes, everyone check out her socials, and I highly suggest you subscribe to her, at least, give it a try on YouTube, because like I said before, even if you are a skeptic and all, it's so entertaining. I mean, I'm hooked right into it, like for real. And like I said, though, my skepticism, I think, was more pessimism on my part. But this is fun. It's just fun. You're missing out really if you don't give it a chance. So
yeah.
all of her socials, all of her links and everything are in the description, so you can check them all out right there. So yeah, I had a great time. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had a great time for sure.
Yes, it was Vanessa's idea for this stream, and thank you so much for having the idea and for reaching out to me. We were gonna do this again, like seriously.
Hey, listen, whoever, if there's other people that you talk about and you want to ask me 50 million questions about them, I'm definitely open to doing it.
You can be our resident psychic medium about these things.
Just let me know for sure, and I'm always down.
Awesome. Great idea. Okay. So, all right, everyone, good night. And thanks for being here. And be sure to check out Vanessa on her channel and on her social media accounts. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, guys. Nice meeting you.